Is there a way to study in Germany without spending even a single rupee? There is. It is somewhere where you work and study at the same time. It's called Ausbildung. And in this video, we're going to talk about what is it? What all do you need to know? What are the requirements? How much do you get paid? Everything that you need to know. How do you even apply? And by the end of this video, you would know one more way of moving to Germany without spending even a single rupee. Not even a blocked account. Without further ado, let's directly jump into it. So basically, Ausbildung is a work-study program where you go to the office 3 days of the week and study for 2 or 3 days of the week, depending on what kind of curriculum do you choose. So you work half of the week and study half of the week. It takes 2 to 3.5 years to complete in its entire duration. And it is usually done for specific industries where they need more skilled laborers. You have always heard that Germany needs more skilled laborers. So this is a practical program where you get to be trained half of the week on ground and then you do theory half of the week. Now, what is the age limit to it? It does not have any age limit. Anyone can go do this. This is for people to get more employable in the industry, but there are many programs that require a school leaving certificate. So if you've done class 10th and 12th, it's perfect for you. Is it a good idea for someone who has done bachelor's? No, because it is not as highly paid. The money, if you talk about the money component, it goes somewhere between 900 to 1500 euros, which is 1 lakh rupees to somewhere around 1.5 lakh rupees, 1.6 lakh rupees. Now, you would consider that that's a very good salary. It's just that you do not get paid really well in India. You do get, this is not a very high salary in Germany. It's a very decent salary because your expenses are also really high. Now, who do I recommend to do this course? If you're doing a bachelor's in India from a very shitty university, this can be a good option for you. If you're still in your class 10th, 11th, 12th, this is a good option for you. But there is a caveat, a bachelor's would be a better option. Yes, you will have to invest a bit more money, a bit more time, but the kind of opportunities you will get after bachelor's will be better. But if you come from a background where just getting started, where money is a big issue, this can be a golden opportunity. There are 320 to 330 every year Ausbildung programs that go on. And especially, there are many programs where the number of applicants, people who want to apply for it, are less than the number of Ausbildung opportunities available. So that is one crazy thing. Majority of the options in Ausbildung are as an electronics and technician, industrial mechanic, mechatronics, IT specialities, and then there are also a lot in healthcare, like healthcare nursing and elderly care. In service industries, there's hotel management, retail, carpentry, logistics. Electrical, mechanical and construction working are usually the ones where the number of applications are way lesser than the number of opportunities available. On the other hand, there are also Ausbildung in media, art, design, IT, aviation, but those are really competitive. So the number of people who are applying for it are usually much more than the number of opportunities available. So it depends on what Ausbildung you want to go for. There are some which are not as competitive, some are very competitive. Now, before I move ahead, you know that I at least travel to 5 countries in a year. I travel a lot just to talk to students and understand whether the country is a good idea or not. Now, you would also start traveling a lot, and that is why I want to introduce the sponsor of this video, because first of all, I love the brand so much because they will not only save you from headaches but also save you a lot of money. It's a digital SIM card for travelers, and they have a subscription plan called Holify plans, which is like one SIM card that keeps you connected in more than 160 destinations. You don't have to pay roaming fees, you don't have to swap SIM cards, and you don't have to go to a new country and go to the airport and buy new SIMs. There's just one SIM card that goes with you everywhere and just gets connected everywhere. So you install it once and you just forget about it. They have monthly and yearly plans as well. You could choose a light plan where you can use 25 GBs per month, or you can use a heavy plan where it is unlimited. So if you're a heavy user, study abroad student, it would be crazy good for you. It also has a cool part which is always on feature. When I was in Germany, I ran out of my data, and they always give you like 1 GB extra data every month, so that even if you run out of data, you have extra data so that you could connect and go wherever you want. Save your life. So you're basically never stuck on maps or like check-ins. So it gives you that one extra flexibility. And if you want to try it, use coupon code Murad on Run or go to the link in the description, buy your plan from there, and you will get 10% extra off on your 12-month subscription plan. Now, talking about types of Ausbildung, there are 2 types of Ausbildung. One is the dual Ausbildung and the other one is the Schulische Ausbildung. Yeah, this word. In the dual Ausbildung, majority of the focus is actually on the practical work that you get to do. It is 70 to 80% of all the Ausbildungs are dual Ausbildung, and there's 20 to 30 are this one. Now, if you're doing the dual Ausbildung, the amount that you make is 950 to 1300 euros. Also remember, the amount of blocked account is right now somewhere around 1000 euros. So if you are getting this salary, instead of showing blocked account, you can show that there is this money that is going to come, and in that case you wouldn't need to show a blocked account. Yes, if your Ausbildung salary is less than the blocked amount, then you would need to make an entire blocked account from start, but majority of the cases people do end up getting an Ausbildung where the salary is more than the blocked account amount. Now, on the other hand, Schulische, which is also called the school-based Ausbildung, majorly focuses on fields which are like medical fields and the fields that require a lot more technical expertise, a lot more education. And in this, majority of the time is spent in university, in school where you're learning. It's a vocational school where you're learning. So in dual program, you can be going to the office 4 days of the week. Here, you might not be going to the office at all. One big problem with school-based Ausbildung is it is usually unpaid. So you will have to bring the entire blocked amount from your own money. There are some nursing type Ausbildungs where you do get to make some money in the school-based one as well. But more or less, the dual one is what you should be aiming for if budget is a big concern. And in this case, school-based, I would rather recommend you to go for a bachelor's degree than the school-based one. Now let's talk about the admission requirement. First major requirement would be knowing German language. It would require you somewhere around 6 months to learn B1 level of German, and yes, that is mandatory. Minimum B1 level. You can also be expected to know B2 level depending on the kind of Ausbildung you're going for. If it is more customer centric, if it is in restaurants or more communication centric, then you would require it B2 level, which can take you up to 1 year to learn. Other than that, you would require a CV, a school certificate, a passport with biometric photos, visa form, appointment confirmation, proof of funds. Now, this proof of funds can either be a letter from the Ausbildung, the company that is hiring you for Ausbildung, or it can also be a blocked account. Accommodation proof, that can be a rental invitation or temporary blocking, and a health insurance, public or private, that covers your traineeship. Now let's talk about tips that can easily get you into an Ausbildung program. First, if you can learn B2 level German, it makes your application much more stronger because there are a lot of Indians that go with B1 level and a lot of international students also that go with B1 level German. B2 helps you a lot. Second, go regional. Target the industrial belt. See where Mercedes is. See where BMW. See where all these factories are set up, because first of all, it's going to be much cheaper to live there. Secondly, the competition there is much lesser. If you look for tier 1 cities, competition higher, salaries still decently more, but expenses way more. So if you go regional, the chance of you getting it and making more money out of Ausbildung would be more. Third, send a brief cover letter. Reach out to employers on LinkedIn as well as try to email them. That also builds a rapport with them. Next question is, where can you find more about Ausbildung programs? Where can you apply about? These are some websites that you can check. You can go on these websites and make your entire application about Ausbildung. You ideally have to find 3 to 5 interest areas, decide which niche do you want to go for, and then start applying. The more you apply, the better are your chances of hearing back from these companies. One great thing with Ausbildung is that once you get into these Ausbildung, getting a full-time roles in these companies becomes so much easier because they would rather have someone who has worked with them for 3 years than hire someone from outside. So growing in an organization is much easier. You would not want to be there because you will have better opportunities out there, but the companies would want to have you. So that's a very good thing. I can also make an entire full video as to how to apply for Ausbildung, but I don't know if people want me to do that. So if this video gets 1000 likes, then we would do it. Otherwise, I would realize that people maybe do not want me to make a video about it, so we wouldn't do it. Now, amongst the most important questions is, when do you start? You start in August and September, so you still have a lot of time. But no, the applications start in Jan and Feb. Ideally, in December, when you're watching this video, you should have getting started with your applications. And in Jan, you should be sending your applications all throughout the month. And by Feb, your applications would be finished and you will be going in August, September. So yes, that's important. That's why I'm making this video right now. I hope this video was useful. If you're still planning to study in Germany and want to do a bachelor's for free in Germany, then you want to watch this video. Yes, I cover everything, and also check Qualify from the link in the description. But this video, I talk about everything. How you can do a bachelor's for free in Germany. Click here.